Hello, everybody. Of water coming off, fixing some of the lines. Some of them don't finish, and over here it was a little bit not as opaque as I'd like it to be, so I'm running over. So now it's down to shading on the hands, neck, and the rest of the skin. more shading, but this time it's going to be... why am I forgetting what this type of shading is called? Well, anyway, those were crosshatches. I'm crosshatching over here to try to give it a little bit more of a hand-drawn feel than something more computer-generated, so to say. Not computer-generated, but something a little bit more physical than organic. And here I'm just extending the shadow out, getting more fun to look at it. Now I'm realizing, hey, you know, they have this logo, this really nice looking logo for the show, and I'll put it in the back, and now I'm just going to adjust the star, and there we go. Tanjiro from Demon Slayer.